So welcome to As Fast as Possible. So in this new series we'll try and explain computing concepts as simply as we can, as quickly as we can. So starting off today with RAID. So RAID stands for Redundant Array of either Inexpensive or Independent Disks, depending on which definition you go off of. So there are several types. So I will only cover simple types, so not combined. So that means I'll cover RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 5 and RAID 6. So let's start from the beginning. So RAID 0. You have 2 drives at minimum, up to as many as you like. And data is just striped across these drives. So that means that if this drive disappears, this drive is useless and you have no data recoverable. This offers the benefits of capacity of both drives combined, the speeds of both drives combined. So that means, but you have no redundancy whatsoever, as I said. So for RAID 1, you have the opposite. You have no benefit to write, read, or speeds, or to capacity. Both of these drives will be identical, but it will be as if you only have one. But if this drive disappears, you'll have all your data on this drive. There is a variant of this called running a hot spare, which is where you have 3 drives and 2 are always in the array, so the data is written across to both drives. And if this drive goes, this drive will write to the other, and you'll still have your RAID 1. So RAID 5 is where you have 3 drives or more, and the array can take one drive failing, and then when you replace said drive, it can rebuild the array to that disk. It does this by striping the data across the drives, but also writing parity information about this drive to this drive, about this drive to that drive, about that drive to that drive. This means that you can lose one drive and still rebuild the array. More than one drive loss, though, will result in unrecoverable data loss. So bear that in mind when using this type of RAID. Obviously, this also has the variant of having a hot spare, where it instantly starts rebuilding the array to an extra drive. RAID 6 is similar to RAID 5 in that it stores parity information about other drives, but it requires a minimum of 4 and can take up to 2 drives failing before the array becomes unrecoverable. This means that you can also have the hot spare to rebuild it to a RAID 5-like state if needed. And this is generally the industry standard for data that is mission critical, and this does come with the benefit of you do not get severely limited drive capacities, and you get benefits to read speeds and to write speeds.